and welcome back to Chapter 7, Lecture number 49. So in the previous lecture, we improved the grass and created a new render to check out how that works. And right now I want to improve the feedback points to make a better grass layer. And also some other things in this scene. So let's left click on the terrain. And what I'd like to start with is changing the weight layer of the medium grass. So go to weight paint, and right now there is no medium grass in this area, and it will definitely improve the scene if we have some over there and on this area as well. And let's put it right there, and the same for the other side. You want to add it on more areas. It's perfect. So on these walls and right there, that is just the random variation that makes your scene looks beautiful. And same for here. That's the medium grass. Go back to object mode. I also want to rotate this sunlight a little bit more to the left, something like this, so it will cast more sunlight on this area, because right now it was a little bit dark. Then we go to the tree. I want to move this one because it was casting too much sunlight, putting it right there. And we have to extend this little island. So go to wireframe and let's pick this vertex, go back to solid, press O for proportional editing, and move this upward. And there you go. Then we have to change the mud disp and weight paint, and we go all around this area. Great. And grass small, you want to have some there as well. You don't want to have the grass in the water. And object mode. Speaking of water, let's improve the water. Because right now it's just a plane, so let's add a transmission of 1, a transmission roughness of 0.02, no specularity, and a roughness of 0.03 to start with, because I want to add some little waves on it, but that's something for later. So let's click on the terrain and go to the particle system. You go to nettle and decrease this to an amount of 150, because we had way too many of these. And Calendine, make this value 400, and we increase the amount of dead leaves for 17,000, and probably more, but that's a nice setting. Click on Calendar, or let's click on the collection, that one. Click on the object, and I want to increase the translucency 2.5, and same for the nettle, because they were casting the wrong lighting. Alright, so a lot of changes, but it will definitely improve the scene. So just a quick review. We changed the tree, we improved the terrain a little bit, and we have to check this is just trial and error to find the right scaling. And another thing that I like to do is take a look at the lighting. So let's disable the trees, because that will speed up the viewport. And we go from object to world and change the environment texture from sky to environment. Not changing this environment texture, we want the sky to environment texture. Open it, and I want hdri and wasteland clouds. So we use the blue sky clouds, but this time a different type. And I like to add input texture coordinates and add a vector mapping. Then combine these two, use the generated in the vector and the vector in the vector from the texture. And we now need to find out how that looks like, so go for a render. So normally you have a very quick output, but because we now imported the hdri, it will take more time. So probably around 15 seconds, 20 seconds, and then we can change values and we'll just optimize quicker. But I think it's now loading, it's now updating the images and the textures, and then we can see Beautiful output. Come on, Blender, you can handle this. I thought maybe using a lower resolution hdri, but then you just forget you do that. So get used to it to use maybe in the end of the scene you start adding the sky. Anyway, it's a very bright image, and that because we're using an amount of 1.4. So let's go for 0.5 and take a look how that turns out. 0.5. What are you doing? Yeah, no, it's still too much. I'll go for 0.3. And what I'm looking for is contrast, because when we use 1.4 it was just one bright area, and now we have like this bright area on the right and the darkness on the left. That's much better. To improve this, go to your scene settings and go to color management and change look from nothing to medium high contrast, and it will add more darkness. Just perfect. And yeah, don't go for high contrast because I think that's way too dark, but this medium high contrast, of course I tested this out and I was pretty happy with it. Also, I want to go to the what I'm doing, I have to load it because we had to do some rotation for the scene. So the z-axis is to move these upwards and downwards, and the z rotation is for left and right. So I want to lift this more downwards because I could see a lot of environment objects like trees in the photo, and rotate it because I think the sunlight is now in our rear and it should be on the right front. Updating lights. Oh, come on, just show us the money. So let's use a value of 0.03. That should lower it, so I expect only seeing this a little bit of the background mountains. What are these? Trees? Oh, this is just maybe just, but I'm not quite sure what happens when I rotate it. So go for 200. So we're moving this, twisting us to the right, and show us what you have. Probably something good. Okay, now it's behind the castle, so let's, I think 225 should do, but I'm not quite sure about it. Show us what you got. Oh, 0.03 and 225. That was just the wrong one. Could you? You probably thought, what are you doing? No. But this shoot looks good. So I hope so, because I like to continue to work on the scene. Yeah, nice. So go to solid. I like to do two more things. That is adjusting the focal length to 30. So we want to zoom in a little bit and move the camera a little bit more upwards. And the final thing is add long grass, tall grass. Go to the vertex group object, vertex group. I'm confusing you. And call this tall grass. All right. So what will work is you zoom in and Shift Alt left mouse click, Shift Alt left mouse click, and for the bottom one as well. And here, and you should remove these just pushing control, scroll, not control, but scroll to just remove these. Then you go to assign, and now we should have, go to weight paint, this border. Then you go to the particle system, go for a new one. You want to have the medium grass medium, and click on 2 to make this unique. Grass tall, and just rename it. Naming your particle systems or whatever is so key. Don't get lazy on it. And we need to go to density, grass, tall grass. Go to the viewport, object, mode. And the magic happens when we increase the velocity. There you go. and just push these something like this. It's probably way too tall, but and a value of 4,000 because we are using just 1%. Just go for 3,000 because I 3.5. Okay. This should do the right thing. All right, so enable the trees. Enable the trees. I do not have any shading, so it should work. And because we changed the focal length, we need to put this camera, shift, left click, and move this to the left, so we have some leaves, and there should be some leaves there as well. All right, let's go for a render, and then we review it and go to the next lecture. See ya. Hello, welcome back. So this is our new render. So much better. I see a lot of improvements still, but yeah, we're doing a great job. One of the key things that is missing is atmosphere. So in the next lecture, we're going to focus on that. And this area, I forgot to move the tree backwards, and I want to fill this with a bit more grass. But overall, we're doing a great job, and we're going to make a beautiful scene from this setup. All right, see you in the next lecture. Bye-bye.